Bellingham, Washington, New Jersey, Long Island, LA, except not LA, Dallas, DC, Milwaukee, Maryland. See, this is why Zoom workshops are great. We're all from different places and no one had to get on a plane, and everyone is afraid of planes right now. So, I am loving this. I did love planes, and I loved when Southwest would give me as many snacks as I wanted. So I guess I missed that, but the store will also sell me as many snacks as I want. So it's all good. Okay, I want to begin with a really simple question. Getting into Tunewriting, but also just notation software lands. Why should we notate music? Why? Like, why write down music? If music is something to be heard and it's something to be felt, why should we write it down? So feel free to type your answer to that in the chat, or if you feel like you have something really deep, you could say it. To remember it. A way to record and remember. Oh, so that it can outlive us and be shared and improve on. A reminder of how it might be. How does that tune go? So someone else can play it. Ah, I love this answer from Savannah. So people 500 years from now will remember how awesome my music is. That's what I'm talking about. I would like to become a prolific composer to, so then maybe I'll write so much music that they won't be able to ignore me 500 years down the road. And they'll remember Savannah too. Steven is going to make money by writing down music. Yeah, I can tell you that well, I'll put it this way. Composing is not paying my rent right now, but it is really fun. And if you want to avoid copyright infringement, writing your own music is the best way to go. It's a musical journal, helps to organize our thinking on what we have done. Totally. Yeah, I think, writing down music and writing even down something like fiddle tunes, which is actually originally from an oral tradition, it turns out you can get a lot of feeling written in music. And I love writing music. I try to get it straight from the universe and out of my instrument, or even just out of the notation software. I can write without playing my instrument, and one of the cool things about, even if you're still working on your kind of sheet music to brain to ear connection, using a notation program is really great because you can push play and hear what it sounds like and be like, oh, I didn't like that note, and move each note around until you feel good. So this is kind of the sequel to a class that I did in June, which was Tunewriting Retreat, and one of the feedbacks that I got was it would be helpful if we spent some time with the notation software instead of trying to learn it at the same time we were creating. Because, check this out, when you are fast at a piece of software, you can get that creative energy to come out through the piece of software. But if you're struggling to figure out how to do it, then we can get frustrated and give up on the piece of music just because we can't get it out. So raise your hand if you've experienced anything like that with technology or creativity. I thought Gus wasn't going to raise his hand, but then he did. Turns out, yeah, okay. Just checking. Oh, we got a thumbs up from Kathy. Cool. So, yeah, I just kind of want to take you guys through Flat.io because it is a super unique software that is, it has one really important feature that I think sets it apart from all the other notation programs to make it really fun for something like this. Now, what's the difference? Because yes, Sibelius and Finale and the sequel to Sibelius, which is called Dorico, if you want to be a Steven Cunha, if you want to make money being a composer, you'll probably need to write it in Finale. I'm just typing it down here, Sibelius and Dorico. But this thing called Flat.io has this incredible feature where you can collaborate on the same piece of music in real time with other people without just like emailing files back and forth. So it's kind of Google Drive style. So for me, it's really exciting because I don't know a faster way to kind of play let's compose some music together. And I think I have this feeling that there's so many classroom uses for it too. So I feel like for teachers, it's a really nice tool to have your to let your students get loose with it. There's some other free notation softwares out there, so I'm not saying it's the only one. I'm not saying it's the only option. And it sure doesn't look as good as my Sibelius scores, but just the fact that we can be working on something together is ridiculously fun. So, type in the chat if you have a Flat.io account already. We have some people with sums. And just to be clear, they have a free version and a paid version. Okay, so what I want you to do right now, okay, so if you're a Finale user, that's cool. I'm a Sibelius user considering Dorico, but but I love this too. It's just something else. It doesn't have to be an either or. Okay, so here's what you're gonna do. What does the paid version do? The paid version takes off the created with the free version of Flat.io on your exports of your sheet music. So if you want to share it with other people and you don't want it to say that, then you can pay them $6.99 a month. I do not work for Flat.io. I am not trying to sell you something. I think everything you need to do here today and soon is totally doable by the free version. But I paid for it so that I could get the little note off it. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. Right now, if you do not have a Flat.io account, go make one. Right now. www.flat.io. Go there, make a free account. If you want to upgrade to paid later, you can do that later. But everyone, go do it now. And if you have an account, go to flat.io and log in, because we're going to use it today, and I need you guys to be able to look at the same thing. If you're on an iPad, you should still be able to do this, but the windows might be a little more confuzzling. And if you're confused, please let me know. Hopefully no one's confused. Hopefully it's working.
No, I'm confused. When I click on www.flat.io in the chat, nothing happens. How do I access it? And I'm not at all familiar with it.
Oh, so you need to go to your web browser. So open a different, not in Zoom. Copy and paste. This is a URL. So if you copy flat.io and you paste it in your web browser, like Chrome or Safari or something,
Okay.
then you should be able to get to the website. Okay. Let's see. We need music for this is registering for flat.io account music. Why did I push the digital button? I can do that over here. Okay, difference between composer and teacher versions. I don't know. I of flat accounts. Uh, see, I'm logged into my flat account. Let's see. Sign up. I don't think. Let's see. Mm, just seeing. Oh yeah, your professional. I think they just want to know. I don't think it's a big deal. I think they're just curious who is using their program. Hopefully you guys. Okay, I just created an account ready like that. So hopefully,
It was easy. It was
yeah.
easy.
Okay, good. We just had to get there. Okay, perfect. Whoa, do you ever get your bow stuck on your shoulder rest? This is a precarious situation. Whoa. Oh boy. Okay. Alright, just rejiggling my fiddle here. Okay, so I'm going to go into a screen share and show exactly. I'm going to demonstrate doing. Here's the trajectory of today. I'm going to demonstrate using this with a screen share, and then we're going to break off into little groups, and we'll try something in little groups together, and then you'll ask questions, and then we'll be done. So, without any further ado, let's do that. Okay, I gotta get the right sharing going. So I'm gonna start right from the beginning here. Okay, not desktop, I want Google Chrome. Here we go. Okay, so you should all be able to see my Google window. And I'm going to open chat box. Now that I'm on this screen share, I'm not able to see everyone's face at the same time. So if you have a question about something that's happening, the best way to do it is type in the chat. I am always looking at the chat. And if you have a question, then I can figure out what it is. So I'm going to log back in with my actual account here. All right, and we're going to start where we get here. We're in flat.io. We're going to click New Score. The title of my score will be, okay, type in the chat something silly. Who's the first person who can come up with the silliest thing? Sometimes with composing, writing the name of something is the hardest part. So, oh, the Wombat Shuffle. I love it. Alright, so here we are in our Wombat Shuffle. I'm going to pick violin. And if you're not sure about what sound you want, it's cool that you can click this this little, yes, I'm sharing. Are you not able to see it? Make sure you have your right window open. I'm sharing. I don't know what that question means. Okay. So, you can pick stuff like, I think violin is the best sounding violin one. I'm not sold by these HQ things, but there's also cat meows and Star Wars sounds if you're looking for inspiration. But for today, I'm just going to pick this violin and get started there. And we can always add more things later. So here we go. Wombat Shuffle has violin. And you get here to a page with one measure. Well, let's start with, okay, I think we're going to want more than one measure. And I'm going to go up to click measure. So here's the deal with this program. It is all in your web browser, but anything that you could possibly want, you got to find. So that's why it's worth spending some time working with this program, learning how it works before you go into the extremely difficult task of actually writing your own music. We're just learning a program. So I'm going to click measure, and that gets me to these. But not only that, if you don't know what something means, it'll tell you. I could insert a measure before, I could insert it after, or I could remove a measure. And this blue drop is the world's most important thing, because I have this normal cursor, but I've also got this blue drop. The blue drop is really what makes it happen. So I'm just gonna click a bunch of insert measures, and in fact I'm going to make 16 measures because I feel like writing a fiddle tune with an AABB form. I'm not saying this is the only kind of music you can write, but let's just make it look like what we want. Blue drop, yes. Okay, so wherever the blue drop is where whatever you click happens. So here's my blue drop on measure 3. If I put a left repeat, boom, I get a repeat on that measure. But I don't want a repeat there. I want it over here. So I can either use my arrows to move it around, or I can just click below it and boom. My drop shows up there, and I've got my repeat. That's going to be my A part. Let's click over here. We'll get our right repeat. This is starting to look like a tune. Oops, I don't want it there. I want it here. Here's my B part. So hopefully this makes sense. Everything, I'm just showing you my screen so you see exactly how it's going. Let's make some A and B parts. I'm just going to go over here. We're in measure still. If I click A, whoops, there's my A part. It's way over there. I don't think I want it there. Nope. We click it again, it goes away. So bring the cursor back here. Click A, and we've got an A part. We'll go over here. If we click A again, it's going to give us B. I mean, if we wanted a C part, we could put one here. It'll just keep going down, giving you more and more parts. And it seems to me that the best thing to do to delete stuff is you just click on it again and it disappears. So here we go. This is looking pretty good. We've got the Wombat Shuffle, and over in yeah. So here's our. This is like one of the first things I do when I make a tune is I just get set up so I have a space where like, okay, a fiddle tune could totally fit here. Type in the chat if you've never played any fiddle tunes before. I'm curious. There could be some people here who have never played any fiddle tunes. For this class, so many fiddle tunes. Okay. Well, I'm guessing that people play some fiddle tunes. Sure sounds like it. Okay. So this is a good moment to, yeah, okay, cool. Fiddle people. So now we're going to go into how do we make notes. Now, check it out. You click note, and here we are in notes. Life is good. Oh, you know what? Not only do I want notes, I want a key signature. First person to type the key we're in gets to pick the key. Who's fast? E. All right. You know what? I'm going to do 3 sharps because then we can be an E mixolydian with a D natural instead of we'll keep the, so 3 sharps. So all I did was, cursor's over here, click the key signature, boom, there it is. I mean, I like this program because you kind of point at stuff and click and it just does it and it works. And there's not usually too much fuss. So now I want to write notes. I'm going to go to notes, and over here I can select what I want my note rhythm to be. So let's say I just want quarter notes. Boom, quarter notes. And you can use this cursor to go back and move your notes around. I'm just using my fingers. Okay, so some of you have been, yeah. I don't want to get too much into the strategy of how to write tunes because that's the rest of the class. I just want to show how this software works. Now check out a thing that I learned. There's something, oh, where did it go? Every time you can't find something, you just got to look for it up here, and then you can find it. Display keyboard shortcuts. This is a really important thing to know about because you can do things faster than just clicking on it by looking here and figuring out what key you press. So this is kind of part of learning a piece of software as an instrument. Yeah, you have to use your delete key to delete notes, as Charlie notes. So here's my favorite shortcut in Flat, which is note duration. 1, 2, 3, 4. All these numbers gives you different durations of notes. So if I'm hovering on this quarter note, I can make it an eighth note. I could make it a 16th note, or 32nd note, or whole note. And that's easier. I can't say for sure how universal they are to Finale or Sibelius. I will have to look into that. To be honest, I don't use that many Sibelius shortcuts other than copy and paste, which is my favorite shortcut. So clicking up here for every kind of different time you need a note is not as fast as going like, I want an eighth note. I want another eighth note. Give me eighth notes. Make these eighth notes. Okay, so here we go. Also, to make any note a dotted note, let's make a quarter note. Oh, let's make a half note here. You come over to this dot. Yes, you come to the place that it says dot, and you click dot, and you have your choice of a single dot or a double dot. Most people don't use double dots very often, and that's the case whether you have a dotted half note, a dotted quarter note, a dotted eighth note, anything. Missed where to find the keyboard shortcuts. So it's over on Document, and then you go over here, Display Keyboard Shortcuts. Again, if you lose something, the best way to find it is just to click through here and be like, where is it? Where is it? And eventually you'll do it enough times that you'll know where it is. So I'm going to go back to Note here, and this will be a little bit of how my process of writing fiddle tunes. So just going to pluck in some notes here. I want to take this dot away. So I'm going to click dot and it'll go away. I want to change this to an eighth note. So I clicked 4. Now it's an eighth note and I can put a note. I think it's time for some quarter notes. What do you guys think? Alright, so this is a good time to mention if you want to play and listen back. Yeah, so if you press a number, it changes the rhythm that you're in, whether it's a note or a rest. So if I go play, it will just start playing. So we have to get our cursor where we want to play it. Let's hear if we like this. That kind of sounds like a wombat. I'm feeling good so far. But let's say, I want to do something to this note. You know what? I think we need a triplet. So I've turned this into an eighth note, and I go over here to this 3 thing, and it gives me, ooh, look at all the kinds of them that I can do. I'm going to pick a 3, and I'm going to do that. All right. So we have our A part golden nugget here. Now let's talk about copying and pasting, because my favorite composing tools are copy and paste and delete. So I'm going to use my shift key, start there. I'm going to, I guess I got to do, okay. So go by the cursor, you can hold down the shift key and move this around and select whatever you want. And just like in a word processor, you can copy and you can paste. I seem to have missed the first note. So I'm going to go back and copy it again. Put my cursor down here. You know what? That answer phrase is going to be right there. Let's say I put it here and I didn't mean to. Oops. Control Z still makes it go away. That undoes the last thing you did. Yes, displace everything by half a beat. I'm not trying to get fancy here today. So that's some triplets. Let's say we wanted to add a slur. Now, Savannah was asking a second ago about shortcuts that are the same. In Sibelius, you can press S for a slur, but here I kind of like selecting it, and we can go to articulation, where we'll see some bows. Oh, no, it's a tie. Let's call it a tie. Why can't I tie it? I'm not allowed to tie. That's weird. My ability to tie has been taken away. So, you know, I thought I knew how to tie notes together. I can definitely... Oh yeah, there's probably a slur somewhere. But I feel like I was able to do this before, and now I can't. So that's weird. We'll come back to that. Okay, moving on. One of my favorite things to do is to just copy and paste, and then change the notes. So like, if I have a phrase, it's like I can start the next phrase similar, but then I'll just use my keypad with my arrows to move the notes around. I know that sounds a little crazy, but if you know where you're going. Oh, I guess we could also just highlight them and bring them all down together. If you had some notes you wanted to bring down together. Let's make it a eighth note. Let's give ourselves... Oops. Someone type what this note should be as. What should this note be? No opinions? Coming from the G sharp. B, B, and E. Interesting. It's a half step away from A. I really want to go to A. That's a big jump. Seems like really far to go. I just want to go up a half step. Now, of course, I'm going back on what I said, which was copy and paste seems like a good way to stay out of the weeds of too many ideas at once. Yes, and even if you don't like your phrase, you can't edit nothing. So if you have something, then you can edit it. So if you have a good rhythm and you move around the notes until they're cool notes, then life is good. I'm going to do a variation on that first phrase here. Yeah, so our first phrase, now we have, still gets us up. I'm going to say this 1,000 times in the Tunewriting weeks. But let me give you an example of something that I mean by you can't edit nothing. So if I were to go, I'm just going to literally put, I'm going to turn all of these into eighth notes and then leave this a quarter note. I'm going to add random notes that wouldn't make a good phrase. And let's make them literally the same note. Yes, okay. So, you can't edit nothing, but you can edit this. I'm just one note at a time. I'm going to move it up or down. Now let's say I liked this little descending line. This would be a good time also where you could just copy and paste that shape, and then you can take the whole shape and move it down. But I want that to be. Now, of course, I'm going to change my mind about this. It turns out you can also type the note name is an interesting shortcut. Here's a G. Here's an E. Here's an A. It might not come out in the right octave you're hoping for, but it'll at least give you that note. So I don't know anybody who can type notes like that, but maybe some of the Celtic folks who use the ABC notation to write Irish tunes out. It's a little clunkier than this. This one is like a little point at the thing you want and click it, and then you can have it. All right, let's see if you know what, I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna see if I like it. Ooh, there's no shoulder rest note. Ah, Danielle still uses ABC. Well, there's no way to collaborate on ABC software in real time. So, ABC, yeah, it's the Celtic community's best thing for tune collecting. So it's not a bad thing to learn more than one way to do something because they all have their strengths. Okay, now I just really want to zoom through here. I'm gonna say let's copy and paste our ending. Oops. It gave me one extra measure, so I can go up to measure and be like, delete, and it's gone. Cool. Help menu on flat. Yes, do you see this question mark? The question mark brings you to a series of already kind of frequently asked questions. You can use a search box to ask your question and see if some of their answers will already help. Now, I had a question about flat before this class, maybe about half an hour, maybe now it's an hour ago. And they already responded to me with an answer. So if you can't get your answer from the canned answers, a real human will answer. And actually, that email is hello@flat.io. So you can get a real human who will answer your question if you can't figure it out. So we're actually having a back and forth. What I want to know is how can I make 5 measures in a line instead of 4? Because sometimes that looks messy when you get first and second endings. Slurs. Yeah, I bet you I'm going to figure out the answer to my slurs very soon. Where did my slurs go? We'll come back to that. I'll work on that. What if you want to change to the key of D? Can you transpose all the notes? Ah, these are good questions. So let's say we were working collaboratively with someone. one of the best things to do in a group thing is to have, we can go up here with this little button here, click Manage Instruments, and I can add an instrument. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to click Viola, and I have now added a viola. So if you're working in a group of people to write music and you don't all read it in the same clef, you can just copy and paste it into the other clef, and it will put it in there. Now this goes up on the this goes up way onto the E string, so I don't know if violists are gonna love this tune. And you can check this out. There's a lot of questions. Holy cow! Let's see if we can answer them. So that's that. I'm just gonna delete. I'm just gonna look. So here's another thing: is you can look at the full score, or you can just look at your violin part. It doesn't make the viola part go away. I'm just not looking at it right now. So 8VA, and I want to show you how to do this again with the shortcuts. Keyboard shortcuts has a thing about increase. Wait. There's a lot of questions that could be answered here by just looking at what happens. And it looks like you can customize it. Thank you, Ross. There is a transposition thing that's in here, but I don't want to get too off track. Can you? Yeah, so you can transpose just by using up and down keys. And you can change the key signature anywhere you want. You can add flats. Oh yeah, let's say we wanted like a B flat here. Over in Note, I just click flat and boom, it's flat. Oh yeah, Command. Okay. I don't want to get too off track here. Pickup notes. Robin has said pickup notes several times. So, pickup notes, the A part, I don't have a solution other than to have a measure of rest before it. It's one of the things, this is not quite as powerful as Sibelius, so I'm trying to figure out how to make 5 measures be one line, which would help with things like pickup notes not taking over the beginning of a line with a bunch of rests. So, I'm going to just get into this B part here, and then so we have something that we can edit. You can't edit nothing. We're getting the chords in 2 seconds. I'm going to give this B part some rhythmic variation here. Yes, so you can select stuff. Oh, down an entire octave, eh? Command plus up. Boom! That's what I was looking for. Boom! I'm hitting Command up and down, and it's going up and down an octave. Cool. Okay. Copying and pasting from my ending. Sometimes I click the wrong note, so just go back to fix it. I don't like my B flat there. Ooh, double flat. If you don't like something, click it enough times, and yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be very different from the A part. I'm liking this tune so far. And the more I can copy and paste, the better. all I want to do is use this note that's already there and then change it to a half note. Let's hear our B part so far. I think I'm going to copy and paste this and it'll be all good. Alright, so Pamela was just asking about chords. Chords are really easy to do. You can go here into... This happens to me still in Sibelius. I just have to go until I figure out... Oh yeah, text. You can... Not only that, it's showing me the shortcuts to do all this stuff over here. So in Sibelius, Savannah, the clover K gets me to a chord. But it's also going to happen if I click this chord thing. So I can type, let's see, I'm going to say E. And this gives me this wide range of choices. E minor, E7, E major 7, E minor 7. Let's just say E7 for fun. When's the next chord change? I don't think there's a chord change until here. I'm going to make it go to A for one measure. And back to E. Yep. And then you can actually, once you're in chord mode, you can go through like this with your arrow keys. I think you really have to use your arrow keys. Oops. Clover Z. Didn't like that note. Still don't like it. Delete note. Oh my gosh. So this is the point where I just start clicking on notes and deleting them. Sometimes if you're on the wrong mode, you got to get out of that, and there we go. So I was in text, I was in chord land, but I accidentally clicked on stuff and added more notes. So this will happen to you. The fact that it's happening to me and I can show you how to fix it, that's kind of the point of what we're doing. Let's make this B minor. Yeah. And we'll make this a D. I don't know if these are... Oops. Yeah, you got to be really careful with these chords and clicking next to them, because you can really get some high notes up there. All right. B part, chords, clover K. Also could have gotten there by pushing the chord button. E. I'm going to go with E. Oops. Yep. And a quick D. Why not? I just clicked return. If you're stuck in a mode, you just escape. E. We're going to bring our B minor back over here. I don't really know if an A chord is going to work there. So here I go. I've got my tune. And let's see. The chords will not play with the playback. So the way to... If you wanted to add your own chords, one of the best things you could do, like I would use my looping pedal to work it out. But let's just say I added, let's just add a keyboard here. Let's add a piano. And I'm going to go back to my score so I can see my piano. Oh wait, maybe I just want to see violin and piano. Oh, check that out. You can look at whatever you want. How convenient. So, if you want to know what the chords sound like and you don't feel like using a looping pedal or something, you can just come up here and let's make it a whole note by pressing 1, and I'll just build my chords really fast here. Oops, let's make them whole notes because that's the most interesting way to have a chord. And you can make double stops, or you can make chords here just by adding more notes. You just stack them on top. And you can click on a note. There's your answer to chord stacks. And we could find out if we really like this. Do-do-do. If you end up on your next staff, you probably have to scroll up. I can use 2 fingers to scroll just the way I use in a web browser. All right, Elizabeth, let's see if this worked. Move my cursor back to here and let's play it. I actually feel pretty good about this tune so far. I'm going to just make a quick loop for fun here, and then we'll get into a couple more nitty-gritty fun things. Oh gosh, there's no shoulder rest. Oh, I sped up. A terrible person I am. Somehow at some point deleted this, so I can just copy and paste it there. We have an extra measure. We'll just leave it for now. Here we go. I gotta try, because now we have the Wombat Shuffle. I love this tune. I'm stoked. Now it exists. Thanks to... I wouldn't have written this tune in flat without this class. So, yeah. And again, what I think makes this tune work for me is just the fact that these phrases are so different. Having played it once, I'm going to make that a... And I'm going to... This is called revising. I could use a couple extra notes here to connect it. Okay, cool. So what else is really important here? And there are some important things, and Zoom is in the way of me doing them. Okay. Oh my gosh. Can I put you guys back down here? Does that work? Yay! Okay, you're back down there. So there's Wombat Shuffle. So we're missing some stuff. So we can go into Document, and where is this? So I don't know everything. Oh, Text. Is that where it is? No. Gosh. Document. Where do I find? Oh, here's while I'm looking for something, I'll show you this metronome count in. You can it'll do that unless you turn it off. So I like to take the metronome off option so it doesn't count to 4 every time I push play. So that's a nice thing. What I am looking for is my magical. I want to say that I wrote it. Where do I say that? I used to know. I did know. Layout settings? No? Wow. Credits! Here we go. How did I get there? Okay. Document settings. I was in... Okay, well, maybe there's an easier way to find this, but if I click layout settings and then I click credits, I can get to Wombat Shuffle. I can put an exclamation point there. I can say I wrote it, I am the composer. I can say that, right, I know that you can change the title by double clicking it, but, okay, license text. Oh, I just learned how to make a copyright sign, but then I forgot. Copyright 2020 A. Reiner. Click save. Now that shows up at the bottom, which is very convenient if you want to copyright your tunes. Let's get rid of this one stray measure. It's gone. Copyright is an emoji. Sure, yeah, why not? So this is looking pretty good. Something I didn't mention before was the tempo. You can change it here by clicking on it. And that's about it. This is a pretty good looking fiddle tune. So I want to show you guys some really important cool things about this. Now check this out. You can copy private shareable link to show it to someone. You can publish it on Flat and share it to random people. I don't know if anyone will find your music if you do it, but apparently there's a community. Now this is where it gets fun. Add collaborators to view or edit. So that is some good stuff. And also embed on the web. If you've got this, you can get some HTML code here, and that'll, whoa, Flat Developer. That is, I am in a weird place now. Oh, I'm out of Wombat Shuffle. Let's go back to Wombat Shuffle. So there's a thing called URL embed where I can go to my Tunewriting Masterclass edition where I tell you about 7 weeks of classes with 6 sessions, 1 flat.io music training, notation training, and a concert. It's awesome. Let's see. Heather says you can hear happiness pouring out of me. That's cool. Thanks. Gus says I should charge more. I can go in my website. See, I work with Squarespace, so I could go. I can just add this if I want to the bottom. That's right. This is day 1. You've made it to the bottom of the page. But look what I can do here. I can embed this tune into my page, and it's I gotta let it settle. Don't want to jump the gun. Boom! I have now embedded this tune with a flat player into my andyreiner.com/tunewriting, which is really cool. So if you want to share, if you want to make a website where you share the tunes you wrote, you could totally build a website and like, here's this tune I wrote, and it'll play. And you could share it with people. I just think that's a great feature, to be able to embed it into a website like that. It looks a little funny, but I'm sure you gotta. If you want to publish music, that's what editing is for. It's not the fun part. Don't double bars usually follow the clef sign? I'm not sure where you're talking about. So, here we go. I'm going to go I don't know why I'm in flat developer. Okay, I'm going to start a new score. I want everyone to type their email into the chat right now. Don't type anything but your email. I'm starting a new score. I'm going to click violin. Okay, so open your flat window in a web browser. Now I'm going to share this with you, but then I'm going to stop the share. So I'm going to click share, add collaborators to view or edit, and now I can copy and paste your email addresses into this spot. It's going to take me a minute. Thank you for your patience. And I can select, yes, can write. We want to write it. We want you guys to be able to change stuff. So, doop. Some background music. Man, those are cool chords. I'm pretty stoked. This takes a second if you've got a lot of emails to put in. We're going to get everybody into the same document. I am so close. So close. 2 more. It's gotten so big that I've lost. Yeah. Okay, did that work? It's gotten so bloated. Copied. Okay, no. Did I invite you all, or did I do so many that... Wow. So you might want to not do that so many times at once. Yeah, I had a bigger problem. Let's add... Oh my gosh. Okay. Did I do all that for nothing? That's terrible. So I made the list so big that I lost the invite button. So I've never tried inviting 19 people to do it at the same time. So I have now learned my lesson, and I will now do it again because you gotta. There's a limit, it turns out, to how many you can invite at once. I'm just gonna keep clicking invite because that seems much safer. Oh boy. Doop. Does anybody have any jokes? Feel free to unmute yourself and tell a good joke. Family friendly. Family friendly, people. This is your moment. Dad, I know you've got some really bad ones. Here, unmute yourself and tell it to us. Elizabeth.
What did the music teacher say when they fell off the couch?
Yeah.
I don't know. What?
Me fall off a sofa.
How far you've come. Nice. Gus, do you have any good jokes? If you don't have any good jokes, you could make up a joke.
All right. What do composers do after they die?
What?
Decompose.
Ah,
There you go.
decompose. That is funny. All right. We're getting there. We're making it happen. I think you can invite more than one person at a time, but I guess if you get to 19 and the invite button disappears off your screen, then you've gone too far. I don't know that many people. Yeah, okay, here we go. I finally have made this happen. Invite. Okay, you should now be able to... I'm going to stop my screen share, because you should now be able to see... Did you? Okay, so someone... Did you get an invite in your email, or did it come in flat, or did it come in both?
Both.
Both. Okay, so everyone join me for groups, yeah. Everyone join me in there. And once you're in there, I would like you to start adding notes somewhere. Just pick a place. Do things. Oh, we got a slur, yes. Everyone add notes. Chaos. I figured out how to do a slur. I just highlighted it and clicked the letter S. I can slur all of these notes together if I want. Everyone, chaos. Make things. This is so weird to see all this changing at the same time. Wow. Look at that. Alright, I see a lot of different colored cursors moving around. I see, it looks like we could use some more measures. I'm going to add some measures. Let's add some measures. We need more. We're adding at the bottom. Top's looking pretty good. Up the tempo moves to 240 on the sixth bar, which is a typical folk tradition, to double time on bar 6. Screw up the dancers. Oh, look at that. Purple cursors, green cursors, yellow cursors, blue. Someone is really going crazy on 64th notes. Who are you? Who are you, Mr. or Mrs. or their 64th notes crazy person? You know what I can do? I can play. What does this all sound like? Are you still able to edit it as it's playing? Oh, here we go. Now it gets crazy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whoa! 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 All right. So, that's how this works. Now, I want you guys to, I'm going to click this Breakout Room button, and what I want you guys to do is just take like 15, 20 minutes to literally practice the act of somebody setting up a score and inviting people to it and finding a way to collaborate. I'm not going to tell you what to write, and you're not going to have enough time to write a tune together, but I just want you all to make a flat document, invite each other to it, meet each other, and make something happen. Does anybody have any questions before I do that about what I am asking you to do? All right. Well, here we go. Doop, 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 doop. See you in 15 minutes.